Hey everyone, guess I just went to make an update video because I haven't in well over a year, which I'm sure a lot of you already know. Um, there are several reasons why I have not, and I guess the main reason is that I struggle with a lot of anxiety, especially surrounding my transition. But I've always been an anxious person, whether I was transitioning or not. But anyway, um, I guess I'll go ahead and just jump into updates within my transition. Um, Clearly, my voice is deeper. I have body hair for the first time ever, really, in my life. Before transitioning, um, I pretty much only grew uh, armpit hair and head hair. Now I have leg hair. I don't have arm hair yet. We'll see if that ever happens. I'm pretty sure that I'm going to get back hair. I'm not looking forward to that. I have thigh hair. I have hair everywhere. My stomach is like ridiculous. Um, as far as back hair goes, which will lead me to my next segue, backne and acne. Acne is very real when you're transitioning. I don't think I've heard of any trans men that haven't suffered from acne because it is puberty all over again. And it's quite frustrating when you're going through this and you're 30 years old. Not that adults or people in their 30s can't have acne. I know that's also a very real thing. But for me, it's been quite an experience because I haven't really, quote unquote, suffered from acne since I was in high school, maybe around age 17, 16. So it's been like a good 14. Ill. That was a dog coughing. I don't know if you guys heard that. But anyway, it's been like about a good 14 years since I've had acne. But I've been going through a lot of trial and error as far as how to treat that. I may make another video about how I've done that. I would say that the biggest thing is staying hydrated. Drinking a lot of water definitely helps clear up your skin. So if you're having any issues with your skin and you're also transitioning, I would say, experiment with over-the-counter acne medications, but more than anything that's helped me is drinking a lot of water and keeping my skin hydrated, moisturized. It's been really helpful. And I know that that's probably shocking, especially if you have oily skin, but it's been really helpful. Also, just ask your doctor. I'm not a doctor yet, which is another side note. I guess I can just update you guys on my life in general. Since my last video, I was working for an advertising firm. That was probably one of my most stressful. No, it was the most stressful job that I've ever held. In good ways and bad ways. I do like advertising, and I primarily worked in branding, rebranding, um, and with local places where I live, which is Tallahassee. Currently, I'm recording this video in Miami, Florida. But when I did work for this advertising agency, I did have a lot of anxiety while working with clientele because in the position that I was in, I was a web designer and graphic designer, but since we were such a small firm, we didn't really have like account managers really that would work one-on-one with the client. So I did have to show face a whole lot. And I did have to partake in meetings a lot with clients. And that was kind of difficult for me because I felt that it was pretty obvious that I was transitioning. I was sprouting facial hair, and I was also being misgendered at the same time. And I think that did a lot of negative work on me emotionally, and I really had to get out of that situation. And I started applying for other jobs, still within, the creative market, but I wanted something a little less stressful than necessarily working in an advertising firm, and I wanted something that was sadly, I guess, more corporate, somewhere where I would feel safe. Transitioning somewhere where I know that laws could be upheld if I were discriminated against, someplace with corporate headquarters for human resources, and I did finally land a job like that, and it's been really great for me. I've been gendered correctly since my first interview. Um, Everyone that I work with refers to me as he or him, and they refer to me as Dre. Um, and that has done a lot for me. It's been great, and I think that that is exactly what I needed for a while there, um, because I did really have a lot on my plate as far as just transitioning, and I'm sure that a lot of you also know that my partner um, is currently struggling with melanoma. She's stage 3A, and wow, I'm trying to remember. This is awful. I think that it was after I started testosterone that she had a recurrence of melanoma, and it was found this time on her liver. Um, and it's a quite sizable tumor. It's about the size of a softball. Um, but it's been long enough now, and she's been through so many different types of treatment, whether that's oral chemotherapy or intravenous chemotherapy, um, that it has shrunken in size just about to half the size of what it was originally, and it's contained to one lobe of her liver, which is pretty crucial. Um, Her oncologists are striving to shrink it to be small enough that they can go in and surgically remove it without removing too much of um, her liver. And I don't know if you all know, but the liver is a regenerative organ. So it's a pretty, it's bittersweet, I guess. It's a pretty good thing that it is where it is, and it is contained to one lobe of her liver, because the outlook is pretty great there. Like, she's gonna be okay. But other than that, with my transition and my partner going through chemotherapy, um, things have been pretty damn stressful. I didn't really leave my apartment at all, really. Um, a lot of that has to do with my transition, and I kind of live in a small town. Arguably, I think that a lot of people may say, like, oh, Tallahassee is actually a big city, I guess, if they're from smaller towns, but I think that a lot of it has to do with the fact that I've lived there for now about 11 years, so I would bump into people that I've known for a very, very long time, and I don't feel like approaching the conversation of I'm transitioning like every time I bump into someone. So I've kind of been a homebody. I only leave home to go to work, and then I just come back home and chill. And occasionally I have friends over. But yeah, this is kind of weird because I don't have a script in front of me. I'm just kind of like shooting the shit and just telling you all what's going on. Um, I'm currently in Miami because I flew down through Jacksonville on JetBlue, which is amazing, amazing prices there, into Fort Lauderdale because I have a pre-op with Dr. Garramone in Sunrise, Florida, for my top surgery. Um, and my actual operation date is on Tuesday, the 14th. I don't know what time that surgery is, but it's happening, and it's exciting. Um, I was able to get to this point with the help of a lot of wonderful people in my life. I set up a GoFundMe, and I funded or pulled maybe about $3,500 or so in donations. And the surgery, the particular top surgery that I'm getting, which is the double incision surgery with nipple grafts, is $7,800, and this also is not including, you know, travel expenses, eating, etc. So it's a quite pricey procedure. Um, but I'm very fortunate to have had the support that I've had to get to this point, and I'm pumped. I'm anxious, but I'm pumped. But hey, what's new? I'm always anxious. But I'll definitely be sending you all the results of that surgery. It will probably be a minute. I'm going to be swaddled like a mummy with two cute little drainage packets to suck out the fluids from my pits. And it's going to be a nice red color, and I'm sure that some of y'all may not want to see it, but you know what? I'm going to post it because fuck it. I'm going to have to go through it, and if you guys care enough, you can go through it with me. On another note, I think that this transition and being with my partner has kind of been a major push towards, I don't really want to call it like a career change per se, but an interest change. I've reapplied to school. I think back in January, I applied to Florida A&M University for their pre-med program, as well as Florida State University for their biological sciences program, and I was accepted into both. I didn't have the best experience with the administration at FAMU. That's Florida A&M University, which is a historically black college, and I was really amped to attend this college because I already possess a bachelor's from Florida State University, and I really did want to have that experience of attending a historically black college under my belt. But seeing as how a lot of things in my life are already high stress, I don't think that I would want to add a tumultuous relationship with college administration to my plate as well. I think that I would probably lose my shit. So I'm just going to go with what I'm accustomed to, which is Florida State University. And luckily, you know, the biological science track does fulfill all the requirements that I would need to apply to medical school, which is my next goal. And they also have like a pre-med track per se, where you can see advisors that can help you figure out, you know, what additional classes and, you know, what mindset you need to be in, and get you geared up to take the MCAT and all that good stuff to get you prepared for medical school. I'm going to attempt to do this in 2 years. It's essentially fast tracking, but not really though, because I have, like I said, I have a previous bachelor, so, you know, I have all my humanities and all that good stuff out the way. Now I'm just going to be taking core courses to obtain a Bachelor of Science, which is going to be math and science classes. And I'm not going to call myself dumb before. I didn't really care that much about school before, so I guess I was dumb in that regard. But it was kind of silly, and I didn't care to take many science and math courses in undergrad previously. I took college algebra. I took calculus for business, actually, and I got an A in that. But unfortunately, that does not help me when it comes to biomedical anything. So I'm going to have to take calculus all over again, but not as it pertains to business. I'm currently signed up for 16 credit hours this fall. I'm going to have to quit my job. Obviously, I'm going to be blocking my coworkers from this video because they don't know yet. So, I don't know. I'm excited, though. It's going to be great. What else? I don't know, but I quickly recorded this video because Jessica and her mother ran out to Publix to go pick up some shit, and I see that they're back, so I'm going to go ahead and shut it down. Thanks, y'all. Peace.